actually. It was just last Monday, because for me right now it's Monday, and I realized, haha, this video is, a little late. Anyways, I went to see a movie I had been waiting to see for the last year, and yet I went into this movie knowing next to nearly nothing about the main character of this movie. And because I never grew up with comics, I wasn't like a comic girl or like a comic nerd. So that was Wonder Woman. And let me tell you guys, it was amazing. It was amazing. Wonder Woman has set this change for like DC and Marvel like movies. We have a movie that's have a strong female heroine like main lead. And that's a big change in the Marvel and DC scene, it is. And that's what people are classing as. That's why so many female audiences have loved it. And I absolutely loved it. I actually cried in amazement, honestly. It went from sad tears to amazing tears. I've never cried with a movie like that. I felt inspired for this week's video to actually talk about 5 females. I've had to dwindle it down to about 5. That I feel for me in anime, because we have so many like strong female characters a lot. For example, I'm going to give special mentions to like Sailor Jupiter, my girl. Need to say no more on that. And also Urza Scarlet is a big one for me as well, and I know for many from Fairy Tail, Urza's awesome. But in this video I will be focusing on not how female anime characters kick butt, as in fighting and stuff. I will be focusing on these females I have loved watching when I watch the animes they're from, their journey, like of their belief in what they are pursuing, or their purpose, what they want to achieve. I feel that they were strong in that aspect, because the word strong or strength can be taken in different contexts. And the way I'm going with this is in having belief in yourself and belief in remaining stuck to what it is that you want to achieve. And I feel that these women, these female characters in anime, for me, have done that. So the first one I'm going to talk about is from an anime that is probably no one's really ever heard of. It was something that I stumbled upon across a long time ago in my very early days of watching anime. I ended up watching the anime and then reading the manga for it. It's a very cute series. It's like 12 episodes long. It's called The Earl and the Fairy, and I really fell in love with the main character, which is known as Lydia. She is known as a fairy doctor, where she can see the unseen. She can see like little water nymphs, pixies, fairies, that sort of thing. But she's always ridiculed that nobody will believes that she can see that. What I love about Lydia during watching this series was just of how strong she remained in her belief, ignoring all the people that were ridiculing her, that she's crazy, she can't see fairies and stuff. The story really itself centers around helping this guy named Edgar, trying to remember from memory this holy sword to prove that he's a knight that's a part of this family. He ends up searching for Lydia, asking for her aid, because there's a lot of magic, mythical stuff that goes on in this little short series. She's definitely one of those female characters that will not let you tell her what to do. I love that about her. She was very forthright towards Edgar, and I just loved how she constantly just believed in her skill. Also, just for her believing in what her mother was like her. She was a fairy doctor previously, but I know that Lydia's mother died at a young age. So I love Lydia that she just chooses to ignore those that would ridicule her. And, she does end up, really becoming a great asset to Edgar, and I would just love to, be her assistant, helping her aid, all the little nymphs, all the little fairies. And it's a very unique, occupation that she has. Fairy doctor. That'd be cool. So if you're interested, I do recommend actually checking out The Earl and the Fairy. It's a very cute little magic fantasy show. Set in kind of Victorian times, so I recommend giving that a go. The next person I'll be talking about is one from one of my favorite romances of all time. I've probably mentioned it like a few times on this channel. I have yet to actually do a review or anything on it, but it is from the anime Say I Love You. It's the main protagonist, Mei Tachibana, where she ends up getting with Yamata, the popular dude. Mei is someone that she doesn't really fully trust people, especially dudes, and she's very, again, headstrong. And it takes her a while until she meets Yamata to actually let people in. And what I loved about Mei during watching Say I Love You, forthright she is with her opinion. I love how confident she is. One of my favorite female characters in anime that's not afraid to speak her mind. She was never afraid to speak her mind. I just loved her random outbursts, and her little cuteness and awkwardness was just kind of a bonus about her. Even at times she seemed really vulnerable. I just love how that she was just remained strong to herself. Just never let anybody put her down. She always just spoke her mind, and that is why I really loved watching Mei with Yamata. It made it feel like an extra treat. It did. Her really opening up her character, and then towards the end of the anime, I just completely fell in love with her. The next person I'll be talking about is from a kind of a samurai anime, actually. She plays kind of a sort of main role in the story, but it's actually from the anime Samurai 7. It's known as Priestess Kira. I love Samurai 7. It's one of my favorite samurai animes, next to Kenshin. It is Kenshin. Kira had a very important, mission along with her sister, and also that her friend that came along had to go in search of 7 samurai. They ended up finding complete strangers, they did, to aid in defending them against the Nobuseri, which is the mecha samurai. Kira was very young in the anime, and it really touched me on how she just remained focused on what her goal was. It's actually quite sad watching this anime, because the only way that they could pay the samurai was not with money, it was with rice. And just Kira's determination to find all these samurai using her little water crystal thing that would point her in the right direction. For her taking on such a mission at such a young age, and having the pressure of knowing that if she didn't complete this, then her village would suffer. And it's just really from beginning to end, just watching her, along with all the other people in the group that she ends up meeting, supporting her in that. Just of how strong a belief she has in each of the samurai, knowing that they will save their village and that they will overcome any adversity. She had this single belief in each of the samurai, especially the one that ended up becoming the leader, which is Kamabe, the older one. He didn't want to help them in the beginning, but Kira really pushed him and eventually got him to agree to aid in their cause. In her proving that is when she actually ended up jumping off a kind of bridge, and Kamabe ends up saving her, and Kamabe's like, are you crazy? Why would you do that? And she's like, I knew you would save me. She just knew, and it's just this sheer determination. You can just see it in her eyes. And that is what I really loved about Kira during watching Samurai 7. The next one I'll be talking about is a female's journey that I thoroughly enjoyed, her ups and downs, but she remained strong on what her goal was, to be the queen of Karata. You guys following my drift? It is tomboyish Chihaya from the anime Chihaya Furu. Now, this was my very first sports anime, actually. And if you don't know what Karata is a card game, and it's based on the 100 Poems back in Japan. It's actually a game still played. And I've talked about this show in my video, The Thrill of Sports Animes. And Chihaya, from beginning to end, oh my god, I loved watching her. Just watching her get to her goal of wanting to become the queen of Karata, and just and just her love for the game. Even if at times she becomes so vulnerable, and if she loses a match, if she is very forward thinking and just pushes people, pushes the wrong buttons sometimes, and she's just persistent, does things without thinking. I feel she is very strong. Like, right from the first episode, just because she's tomboyish doesn't like just make her a strong character. You shouldn't assume just because somebody's tomboyish they are like very strong-headed in that, because that's what sometimes people perceive about that type of sort of person. But Chihaya, from the first episode, I could just tell right off the bat that she was going to be like a lot to handle. Like from watching it, she was a lot to handle for the starter group, or the little karate card group that she puts together. I just love her persistence. It's actually really refreshing to see in a character. It might seem like really irritating at times. Her persistence encouraged others as well, and gave them the push that they needed. So Chihaya is one of my favorites for that. She never lost sight of what it is that she always wanted, even if she stumbled along the way. And you could say that about a lot of anime characters' journeys, but Chihaya's, she just always never forgot what it was that made her fall in love about karate, and that even if she, again, stumbled. So that's why I consider her a very strong female character. And the last one I will be talking about is actually my number one favorite of this whole females that I've talked about. I've loved her for a very long time. There is nothing to not like about this character, honestly. To me, she is just inspirational to me. And I'm not going to beat around the bush. It is Lacus Clyne from the anime Gundam Seed. Lacus, I consider this beacon of hope. She is strong as in her calm composure of what goes on in the Gundam Seed with the war between Zaft and the Earth Alliance. All Lacus wanted was for peace. She's nothing like Ufume from the anime, or Ufuname, I don't know how to say the name properly, from Code Geass. I found her to be a little bit whiny and preachy about how she wanted peace and stuff. Lacus isn't like that. Lacus is a sweetie. There's no denying about that. But just from being a sweetie, what really is her highlight about her is just her strength and belief in her calm composure. That she believed right until the end that the Earth Alliance and Zaft may come to a, compromise. And I loved how supportive she was with Kira as well. Kira was definitely a victim in the whole of this series, I feel, and she was the rock that Kira needed. Also, her belief wanting to carry on what her father wanted as well. Her father wanted peace. The calm composure throughout the whole series, even if when things got bad, was her greatest strength. I would love to be any of the female characters that I mentioned. I love all these 5 girls. Trust me, it was hard to dwindle it down. It really, really was, trust me. But I love all these female girls. Then it doesn't always take for a character to be strong, as in they've got superpowers, they can kick butt. It's always about their actions and how they deal with situations. And all these female characters I've talked about, they all remain true to themselves, and I just loved watching their journey as they went through in the anime. So that's why I have made it into this favorites video. So please let me know down in the comments. I would really, really love to know, guys. I always want to know. But what are some of your favorite female characters that are strong, but not strong as in, kick butt, as in their journey, their belief in their goals, of how they faced different situations? I would really, really love to know. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that this video was a little late. hopefully won't happen for this week's video, which I've not figured out that far. And as always, guys, don't forget to subscribe for more craziness. And if you want to keep up with my anime antics, you can follow me on my blog, Alita Kina Anime Corner. And you can follow me on Twitter, Kino Reviews, where I am all the time. And I'll see you guys later this week with 2 new videos.